Filmmaker James Cameron is taking audiences back to his visually mesmerizing world of Pandora, releasing the sequel to his 2009 epic Avatar, the top-grossing movie of all time. The stakes are high for Avatar: The Way of Water, which reportedly cost more than $350 million and comes 13 years after the original that grossed $2.9 billion worldwide, with more Avatar movies in the pipeline. It's a relief. We've been sitting on this egg for a long time, Cameron said in an interview.
Regardless, it's a relief, right? So we've been sitting on this egg for a long time, and getting it out in front of people, the response has been overwhelmingly good so far. I mean, I haven't seen any reviews yet, so I'm sure all the nitpicking will start at that point. But emotionally, people seem to be pretty emotionally charged by the film, and that's enough of an answer for me.
Set more than a decade after the original, where Pandora's blue Na'vi people battled human colonists for the moon's natural resources, The Way of Water revisits protagonists Jake Sully and Neytiri, now parents of 5 children. Their peaceful life in paradise-like jungle is interrupted by return of the Sky People, the Na'vi name for humans, who are after Sully. Sully, Neytiri, and their children flee to a far-flung territory. Seeking refuge with the oceanic Metkajina clan, they quickly have to learn the ways of water to survive amid the approaching threat of their enemy. Asked if he was concerned the 13-year gap might hurt interest, Cameron said that was a very legitimate concern.
That was a very legitimate concern. I didn't feel that instinctively, but it was always a possibility. Then we dropped our first teaser trailer in May, and it had 148 million views in 24 hours. I'm not worried about it anymore. What does worry me is that the market has contracted due to the kind of double punch of streaming and the pandemic. It's coming back, slowly coming back. We're at maybe 80% of what we were in 2019 and or back when we released the first movie. So can we be profitable in a changed market, or are we just the last dinosaur, dying after the comet hit? Couldn't tell you that right now. We'll know in a few weeks, I guess.
We have hope. The same way, we had hope for the first movie. Kind of go, this is unlike anything you've ever seen, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe that's what's going to work about it.
The new movie, which begins its global cinema rollout from December 14, reunites Cameron with his Titanic star Kate Winslet, who plays the Metkajina clan's shamanic matriarch. Winslet performed her underwater stunts herself and learned to hold her breath for around 7 minutes as she prepared for the role.
She's a very, very forthright alpha female. She comes in and she just started producing my set for me, telling everyone else what to do. I'm like, okay, I kind of take a little bit of a vacation here for a couple of weeks. No, we had a very good shorthand. She really leaned into the preparation for the character, which involved all the water stuff as well. Her character was meant to be terrified of the water in the first film, so in a sense she was. This time was exactly the opposite. Her character.
When he introduced me as acting royalty, I wanted to kill him. I was so embarrassed and horrified. I was like, Jim, that's not the plan. Like, it's got to be all, chilled. What are you doing? It was so funny. But yeah, it was amazing. They were lovely, and they couldn't have made me feel any more included than they did.
So would you dispute the description as acting royalty? Would you?
I've never been a very good famous person. I don't like all these terms like star and royalty and acting royalty, and it's all just really weird. Yeah, no, I definitely dispute that term. That's not right. We'll just change that. Because with Titanic, when you're flooding sets and dumping however many tons of water into the space, water's really unpredictable. And in the case of Titanic, you just never knew if there was going to be a chair sliding past your face, or someone was going to get bumped by a table or a floating cushion. Whereas with Avatar, everything is precision, everything is completely planned. The safety has to obviously be in place because you are performing underwater 20 feet down. And you have to kind of be very respectful and calm so that everything works in a clockwork manner. But I just loved it, acting on the floor of a tank with Sigourney Weaver. I mean, my God. It's the stuff of dreams. It was just an amazing experience.
Sigourney Weaver plays Kiri, Neytiri and Sully's adopted daughter, who is 14. Her biological mother is Dr. Grace Augustin.
6.5 minutes. But that's what we call a static breath hold. I'm not moving and acting doing that. That's just training. But yes, I did that. My husband and I both did 6.5 minutes. I think Kate Winslet did 7. But in any case, what it allowed you to do was be free and relaxed. And, you know, one of the things he was really determined was in encouraging us not to, you know, to be able to not do this, you know, to look like you were underwater, but to just act like that was your element.
Yeah, you're doing scenes that most actors would struggle with on dry land.
Yeah.
We're doing them 30 feet down in a water tank with no oxygen.
Oh my God.
It's definitely,
Right before you came in, I was like asking him about the, you know, just the action sequences that he does under the water and how those were, and because as I was watching them, I found myself just needing to breathe. Because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna run out of air. I'm gonna run out of air myself. But that's what this story is all about. Like Jim delivered, you know, an experience that it's not just to be watched; it's to be felt. It's for you to think about it, and it challenges you, and it's completely like immersive.
Released in 2009, Avatar ranks as the top grossing film of all time with more than $2.9 billion in global ticket sales.